You also mentioned Roger Penrose's new cosmological model, and some people have been posing it as a challenge to the cosmological argument for the existence of God. Can you explain what I just said?
It's been one of the things that was raised in opposition to the argument of the book, is that there are some newer cosmological models than the ones that I addressed in the book. I addressed the Big Bang, the steady state, the oscillating model, and probably the hottest topic in theoretical physics and cosmology is this idea of quantum cosmology, and I had 3 chapters on that at the end. It's the Krauss universe came from nothing idea, and let's not get into it, it's heavy. But the newer thing that came up was something from Sir Roger Penrose. It's called the cyclical conformal cosmology. Big words. But it's a variant off of the earlier oscillating universe idea. The oscillating universe had the universe expanding in the present time, in the forward direction of time, but eventually recollapsing.
Right.
And then bouncing and recollapsing and bouncing an infinite number of times. So it was a way of explaining the observation that the universe is currently expanding, but still holding on to an infinite universe.
Okay.
And the problem with that idea was a number of problems. One is there's not enough matter to cause a recollapse. But number 2, even if there were subsequent bounces, with each time the universe expands, the energy of expansion is sort of creating greater entropy or disorder in the universe. And so with each cycle, there's less energy available to do work. And so it'd be like a bouncing ball. Eventually, even if you had a cycle of expansions and contractions, the ball would eventually damp out and you'd run out of steam. And since we don't live in a universe like that, you can infer that the universe hasn't been around an infinitely long time. Penrose has offered a modification of that idea. Instead of having an infinite number of expansions and contractions, he envisions the universe expanding outward, and then through an unknown force he calls an unknown field called a phantom field, he imagines that a new universe would bust out of a little patch of that universe, and at that point this phantom field would spontaneously decrease entropy, so there'd be more order and more energy available to do work, but only at the place where the universe was sprouting from. Now, one of his colleagues at Oxford has actually critiqued this idea because he said there's no physical field that has the attributes of a Penrose phantom field. Because what the phantom field does is it spontaneously creates order out of disorder in just the right place at just the right time and causes an abrupt change of state, literally a creation event of a new universe. So you can get around the God hypothesis, but only by positing a physical field that has the powers of agency, that has godlike powers. So that's the trick.
Yeah.